Remember that this first equation, y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, is the equation of a parabola, written in standard form. Because this contains two variables, x and y, we can use it to graph points on a two-dimensional coordinate plane. For any value of x that we might want to consider, we can come up with a corresponding value for y, and then, of course, plot that point on our plane. We can't do that with this equation over here because there is no variable on the left side. The only variable in the quadratic equation is x. So clearly, the equation of a parabola relates y to x, whereas the quadratic equation does not. However, the quadratic equation is really powerful and useful for us in its own ways. It gives us a very straightforward way for finding the x-coordinates of the x-intercepts of the parabola that it corresponds to. And of course, we could find that equation, the equation of the parabola, by replacing the 0 with y again. The other thing that's very useful about a quadratic equation is that it can actually be solved. Because we have one variable, x, in this equation, and there's only one equation, we can isolate x and find some number of values that it needs to equal in order to make this equation true. So although the equation of a parabola can yield a graph, a quadratic equation can yield solutions for values of x that tell us a lot about these graphs of parabolas. I know this is a really subtle distinction, so if this seems a little bit confusing at all, that makes perfect sense. I myself messed this up several times, several crucial times, before I really got the difference. So just keep reminding yourself of the distinction and when we use each one.